Let's talk security. Okay, so when we're talking about security, there's a few things we need to keep in mind. I'm sure we've all heard the stories about the people logging into Zoom and getting in these meetings and kind of Zoom bombing them with inappropriate content. They're even getting into AA meetings and posting about drugs and alcohol and just being ugly. Now we know that in times of crises or when things are going on, there are always angels, there are always helpers. Unfortunately, there's always a few lost souls as well that take this as an opportunity to act out because they're hurting, right? And so while we might help them in other ways, we have to keep them out of our meetings, obviously. So there's a few things you can do. Number one, if you're already using Zoom, there is an update that recently went out. Make sure that you have the most updated version of Zoom on your device, especially if you're the host, okay? That'll help with some of these things. Number two, require passwords to join your webinars and your meetings. Now you can give out links that have the passwords already built in, or you can tell people the passwords separately, but you do want to have a password. Now, number two, don't reuse passwords. And number three, don't reuse passwords, and also don't just reuse the same Zoom room over and over again. So if you have a Zoom account, you have a standard link, right? Don't use that for everything, because if you use that same link for every single meeting on Sunday or every single staff meeting or every single conference meeting, what that means is it's easier for someone to get access to that and it spread even further. And the next thing you know, you have Zoom bombers, and that's not what we want for you. So don't keep reusing that. And the other option is you can actually manually approve participants. So for instance, in my nephew, I have a nephew that's 8 years old. And now in his school, he's doing all of his classes by Zoom. And he has like 7 or 8 different classes a day. Who knew? I don't remember things being that complicated when I was 8 years old. But he has multiple classes. But he signs into the teacher's class. He gets in each teacher's class about 2 minutes before it starts. And then he's in a little queue where it's saying, waiting for this teacher to start. But really what they're doing is the teacher is approving each student, making sure they're going down the row, approving the correct student. They're required to use their names on their accounts as well. So you can do the same thing if it's a smaller meeting where you want to approve everyone, just to make sure that you're protecting the sacred space that you're building.